Julie Ryan, noted psychic and medical intuitive, is ready to answer your personal questions, even those you never knew you could ask. For more than 20 years, as she's developed and refined her intuitive skills, Julie used her knowledge as a successful inventor and businesswoman to help others. Now, she wants to help you grow, heal, and get the answers you've been longing to hear. Do you have a question for someone who's transitioned? Do you have a medical issue? What about your pet's health or behavior? Perhaps you have a loved one who's close to death and you'd like to know what's happening. Are you on the path to fulfill your life's purpose? No matter where you are in the world, take a journey to the other side and ask Julie Ryan.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan show. I'm Julie, your host, and I'm so delighted you could join us this week. My intention in doing this show is to provide information, insight, and comfort to people all around the world by helping to answer life's unanswerable questions. And we have several callers on hold, so it'll be fun to hear who they are and hear what their questions are. I am back from Wedding Extravaganza here in Sweet Home, Alabama. We had a ball last weekend. I've posted a couple of pictures on Instagram. I need to post some on Facebook, and I will post more once I can figure out how to download them. And I'm working on that. And I may need to get some advice. But we just had a ball. The honeymooners are in London, and then they're going to Paris, I believe, on Sunday. And then they'll be back next weekend. So they're having a great time. And I survived. I had a blast. And could not have imagined anything more wonderful. Pretty much everybody I loved was here, and I have a birthday next week, and so people are saying, how are you going to celebrate your birthday? And I say, I'm doing it now, because pretty much everybody I loved, short of a couple people that couldn't make it, were here, and we just had a big party that lasted all weekend. So thanks for bearing with me and hearing all about this wedding stuff. As it's been going on, I feel like you guys have been with me every step of the way, and I appreciate it. So let's go to the phones and see who we have and see what they have to ask. Let's see. I believe our first caller is Julie. Hi, Julie.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm just surprised that I happen to be that first caller.
You're the first caller. You're back on. You're our inaugural caller. I feel like I've been gone for 5 months, but I've only been gone for 2 weeks. I had pre-recorded a couple of shows when I couldn't be here, but so you're gonna kick it off for us, girl. Please tell everybody where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay, terrific. Are you a Julie Ann?
No, just a Julie.
Just a Julie. Okay.
Julie Teresa.
Oh, for the wedding, my one of the groom's people, they called her a groom's woman, is my son Jonathan, one of his best friends named Julia. And the gal that was doing the hair and makeup was Julia, and I was Julie. And I thought,
I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's pretty rare to have 3 of us in one room, and 2 of them are young. You know, they're young people.
And it's so seldom you meet a Julie. So
I know.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So we were all 3 in one room. We thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So anyways, well, good. Well, what do you have going on? You got a question for me?
I guess my question would be, is my future, where I'm supposed to be in healing? I guess that, I feel that's a part of me. So is that where I'm supposed to be?
In healing, like as a medical practitioner in a hospital or doctor's office, or doing woo-woo healing like I do?
The woo healing.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think pertains to anybody. I think it's if you want to or not. And I like to start questions like that, Julie, with a preface of, is it in Julie's best interest to? Or if you're asking it about yourself, is it in my best interest to? And then you finish the sentence. So is it in Julie's best interest to be an energy healer? It's the first thing that pops in your mind for within a second when we ask that question. Is it in Julie's best interest to be an energy healer? You're thinking too long.
I'm supposed to answer that right now. I feel it is. Yeah.
I do too. I got a yes.
Okay.
I got a yes.
Okay.
When you ask a question like that, you're getting divine guidance, and the answer's going to come in within a second. If you think about it for more than a couple of seconds, that's going to be your brain concocting answers.
Right.
So if you say, is it in my best interest to be an energy healer? I get a yes. Yeah. Did you have another question that went along with that, along those lines?
I guess I would ask, is Texas going to be a good move?
Where are you going in Texas?
Like Fort Worth area, Crowley.
Okay. All right. Spirits are really literal, and so the most accurate and usable answers we're going to get are going to be answers to questions that are really precise and concise.
Okay.
So is it in Julie's best interest to move to the Fort Worth, Texas area? And if we ask that question, what's the first thing that comes into your mind? See, we're practicing.
Okay. I don't know, because I keep asking myself that too, and I'm just not getting my clear vision on that one.
I got a yes.
Okay. Then we're going to go with yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have an opportunity down there?
I do, yeah.
You may want to consider looking into taking my class, Angelic Attendant.
You know what? I know.
July.
No, I was going to take it, but I'm going to be gone the last 2 classes. I will be on vacation.
Okay.
And
do they have Wi-Fi?
They do, but I'll be doing a lot of babysitting because I looked at the, you know what? Maybe I'm just, you know what? Yes, because I was going to ask you that question anyway, if I could miss those classes otherwise.
Well, and they're recorded, so you can watch them. So people that can't come for whatever reason can't make the class because it's online. And and so people say, well, I'll be on vacation. And I'll say, okay, well, do they have Wi-Fi where you're going? They'll say, yeah. And I go, well, it's a couple hours on a Saturday. And
you know what? Perfect.
Yeah. Consider it, because what it's going to do is it's going to get you into the energy healing really fast, and whatever kind of work you want to do, whether you want to just communicate with deceased loved ones, communicate with spirits that are alive, do healings on animals or humans, or do past life stuff, whatever. It works. And everybody that's taken the class so far their lives are unfolding in magical ways. I talked to one person this morning who'd taken the last class, and she's like, oh, my God, it's just been remarkable.
Okay, oh, my God, I'm taking your class.
Yeah. So sign up for it, and we'll make room for you. I'd love to have you.
I'm going to take it. Thank you, Julie.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Yep. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see who's next. I believe our next caller is Mickey. Hi, Mickey.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Where are you calling us from?
I am calling from Long Island.
Okay. Well, what's going on up there?
Oh, not much. It's actually, we've had a lot of rain here, so we finally have a nice sunny day, so I'm very happy about that.
Good.
Yeah. So my question has to do with essentially it's an autoimmune disorder that I have. I have interstitial cystitis, and I'm having a flare right now, and I've been okay for a while where I hadn't really been too bothered by it, and the flare is kind of concerning me. So I'm like, is this something more, or is it just a thing that I have to kind of deal with?
And what are your symptoms? How do you know you're having a flare?
There's more consistent burning sensation. I'm kind of just having pelvic pain, pressure and that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right. What I'm going to do, Mickey, is I'm going to get you on my radar, and how I do that is I raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit, because when we're spirits attached to a body, we vibrate more slowly just because the body's dense. The body has mass, so it slows down the vibration. So when I raise my vibrational level, I turn it on and off at will. That's what I was talking to Julie about. I teach people how to do this in my classes. And so I'm going to raise my vibrational level. I'm going to close my eyes and watch a laser beam come from my body here in Birmingham, Alabama, going to hook into you on Long Island. And then I'm going to have a hologram of you in my mind's eye. I'm going to shoot energy from your feet up through the top of your head, and it will be as if I'm looking at an X-ray or a CT scan or an MRI. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, and heading to you. Okay, got you. Shooting energy. All right. So you have yeast, girl. You have Candida yeast, and Candida is oftentimes the culprit for what is described as cystitis. So when there's an abundance of yeast in the bladder and also in the GI tract, it can cause all those symptoms you're talking about. So go research Candida overgrowth. Email me, julie@askjulieryan.com. I'm going to send you a link to get your gut biome tested. It'll give you half off of the price. You can do it without a doctor's order. Let's find out what the foods are for you to eat that's going to help your gut biome get back to a normal state. You've got an overabundance of yeast. And then I'm also going to send you a link, and I want you to look up, there's this medicine called nystatin, Nystatin. You can take it in capsules. It's a prescription. You're going to need your doctor to prescribe it. But it will knock out the symptoms really fast. And that's what's going on. That's what I believe is going on. So email me, julie@askjulieryan.com, and I'll get you those links. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, easy to fix.
Yeah.
And I know it's uncomfortable. I've had it. Yeah. But that's
that's pretty
on.
It's pretty uncomfortable. I recently was trying a different tea that's supposed to help with like that kind of stuff because I was diagnosed with SIBO actually. And I had been trying this new tea, and I was just like wondering if my body was responding to that by like having a flare because I'm doing something that's supposed to, help with it.
Well, the cool thing about this gut biome test, and I'm going to send you the link for it, and anybody else that's listening, if you want the information, email me. And the reason I want to send you a link is because it's half off. I mean, what the heck?
Yeah.
So what happens is that our gut biome gets out of whack, all the critters in our gut, and how we fix that is with food. And so this comes with a phone app, and it says, here's the foods for you to avoid based on your gut biome. Here are the foods that are your superfoods. Here's everything else. And when you do that, what happens is it gets your gut biome, which is where our immune system is based, it gets your biome back into a good state so your immune system's robust, and all those symptoms go away. You're going to be amazed at how fast it works. And you don't need a doctor's prescription for it. And it's different from anything else that's out there. This test is patented, and most of the critters in our gut, a lot of them, once they hit oxygen, they die. So the normal testing where they're trying to get stuff to grow in a petri dish just doesn't work because they're dead.
Yeah.
But what this does is it tests the RNA and the DNA of the critters, so it doesn't matter whether they're alive or not. We can still test that. So it's really interesting, and will be the best thing you do for yourself, I promise. So we'll get you that information. Just email me. Okay, thanks for calling. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see who's next. I believe it's Marissa. Hi, Marissa.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, girl?
Oh, my gosh. I just a couple comments before I have my question. One, I had a private reading with you a year ago.
Yeah.
And you and I didn't believe you when you told me it was my knee that was causing my sciatic pain that I'd been suffering with for 20 years. I went and fought for my medical health. I went to various doctors. I got every chiropractor to look at my knee, even though they said it wasn't your knee, it's your pelvis and hip. I got someone to adjust my knee multiple times, and I have not had any pain on my sciatic nerve since.
So did I tell you to go find a chiropractor? Is that what I told you?
Yeah, you told me to go find a chiropractor, and I swore to you it was my hip, and you said, nope, it's your knee. And I was like, no way. And you were right. So I just want to phone to tell you that, and thank you so much for that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Oh, my gosh. It's I feel like a new person for sure because I'm not fighting this pain chronically every day. It's
Wonderful.
been a blessing. Thank you.
Wonderful.
My question to you is, I saw a medium today, and when I had that private meeting with you last year, you had channeled my old love who had passed. And so I had a medium reading today, and I walked away so incredibly confused. And so I felt compelled to phone you to go, does Chris have a clear message for me? And I know that you had talked to him last year, and so I thought, I'm going to ask Julie if he has a clear message for me, because I walked away so confused. This was just a couple of hours ago.
Okay. All right. Please tell everybody where you're calling in from.
I'm calling from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do, Marissa, is I'm going to hook into you and from you to Chris. So because Chris will be, they all know when we're talking about them, so usually they're just like right by your right side. It's normally where they stand. It's pretty funny how they do that. So, all right, hooking into you. Got you. Yeah, he's right next to you. Okay. Any question in particular for him or just anything he wants to tell you or?
Yeah, because this medium was kind of all over the place, and I just walked away so incredibly confused. Was there something clear that he needed to tell me to help guide me to move forward in my life?
He's telling me something about a job. Are you looking for a new job or something? What are you doing with a job? Are you looking for a new career or a new job?
Well, I've been in dental for 26 years, and I've come to the decision that I am going to be hanging it up, and from anywhere from 1 to 5 years, but 5 years is the absolute latest, and I'm getting my ducks in a row to prepare myself to leave dental completely and have new experiences, not because dental was a bad experience, but because it will have been 30 years, and it's time for new adventures in life.
Well, he's telling me to follow your gut, and he's also telling me that you're going to be, that where he sees you headed, now again, stuff in the future is fluid, right, Marissa? So stuff that has happened in the past is set. Stuff that's happening right now is set. Stuff in the future is fluid because there are a bazillion variables that can come in and can affect an outcome. So what he's saying right now is that you're going to do something that involves teaching. And, teaching can be in a lot of different areas. So we can question him on some of that. But he's saying you're moving out of what you're doing and moving to a new career, and he's saying it's going to involve teaching.
Okay, and could you ask him in what modality of teaching?
Okay, this just came in energy medicine.
Okay.
Do you have an interest in that?
I do. Like I said, I do have an interest in healing in general. And I've been doing a lot of energy healing work. But it's funny, like I said, this medium was all over the place, and I was very confused because I don't have a lot of experience with that. And she told me the same thing. She's like, you are on a spiritual path, and you need to start teaching this stuff. And she said the same thing to me this afternoon. And I was like, teach what? What are you talking about? But then she was all over the map with other stuff too. So at least now I know what the message is. That's
you may want to.
He's turning across.
You may want to check out my class too. Come join us with Julie and me, and the rest of us.
Well, this is the first time I bought your book, and I absolutely loved it, and I lent it out to so many loved ones.
Thank you.
That's an amazing book and so incredibly inspiring. I didn't know about the course, though. So can you please let all of us know, not just me, about the program and what's involved?
Yeah, it's 4 weeks, 4 Saturdays. It's going to start, I believe it's the second week of July. It's on my site. If you go to AskJulieRyan.com, I call it Angelic Attendant Training. And it's 4 weeks. It's 2 hours on 4 Saturdays. It's done online. We have a virtual classroom. It's a blast. The first hour of every class is discussion and lecture, basically, but it's discussion. as well, a lot in there. And then the second hour is practicum. So we practice stuff, all of us. And what you're taught is you're taught how to communicate with spirit, both alive and deceased. I transfer energy. And you know how you always hear me, Marissa, say I'm vibrating at a really high rate at the level of spirit. After 4 weeks of transferring energy to you, your body recognizes it. It's not necessarily something that you learn to do. It's what you receive. And when you're used to being at that level, and I teach you how to turn it on and off, but once you're used to being at that level, God, the sky's the limit. I mean, you can do whatever. So it's kind of it's all the 25 years of my experience, 6 years worth of training that I did. And I spent about the equivalent of what I would have spent to go to medical school to learn how to do all this stuff. It's consolidated into a 4-week period where you are launched then and you have the ability to take it in any direction that you want. So
it's available
it's
this
really,
summer, you said?
Yeah. My next class is in July. That'll be my third class this year. And what happens is that everybody's life who's taken it unfolds in these magical, joyful ways, and they all say, "Oh my God, the stuff that I'm able to do." Number one, but number two, I just am living this life of joy, unlike anything I've ever experienced, and that's really cool too.
No, I'm definitely going to be looking into this. My only other question is it available on a replay? Because I work Saturdays every Saturday. So am I able to replay it even if I'm not virtually in the class at the time?
Yes.
And maybe email you if I had questions or something, if I can't attend maybe 3 out of the 4 sessions.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Okay.
And if you can't be there and you have a bunch of questions, you and I we'll just chat about what your questions are.
Okay,
so
wonderful.
I
appreciate that support.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Julie. You're the best. And thank you for what you do. It's just such a gift that you share with all of us. We all benefit. Thank you so very much.
Oh, you sweet thing. Thanks for calling. Okay.
Well, take care.
Take care.
Look forward to it.
Okay. Bye-bye. All righty. Let's see who's next. I believe it's Kim. Hi, Kim.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Where are you calling us from?
The Chicago area.
Okay. Terrific. I just talked to my brother who's on his way back to Chicago. They were here for the wedding and stopped a couple places along the way. So I was just thinking of Chicago about an hour ago. And here you are. So you got a question for me? Did I lose you? Are you still here? Oh, I think I lost her. Well, maybe she'll call back in. Okay, let's see. Who else we got? I believe Terry is our next caller. Hi, Terry.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay today. I've never made a call to anything before, so I'm kind of nervous.
Okay.
I found out, I've had ocular melanoma for a couple of years. When they found that, they did plaque radiation, but it has spread to other places. I was on chemo every 3 weeks, 2 types of chemo, and an immunotherapy every 3 weeks for like 7 months. And now they stopped that, and they go in with a wire into my liver and are trying to block off the blood vessels and veins to the tumors to try and dry them up.
Mm-hmm.
But I was wondering if you could do a scan and what you could do, what kind of energies from God you could send, and what can I do?
Okay. Terry, where are you calling us from?
Bemidji, Minnesota.
Okay. All right. Let me get you on my radar and let's see what's going on. Is it in both eyes or just one?
No, just my right eye.
Okay. All right. So here comes my laser beam. Up to the land, what is it, the land of 10,000 lakes or 100,000 lakes or something? What's Minnesota?
10,000. It's only 10,000
if
you don't include the swamps.
Sounds funny to hear that they got swamps that far north. All right, I'm looking through the back of your right eye. I have a hologram of you in my mind's eye. I'm looking through the back of your right eye. Okay, I can see where the cancer is. Cancer, Terry, to me looks like, especially this kind of cancer, it looks like black splotches. Like if you're looking at a dairy cow that's white and you see the black spots on a dairy cow, it looks like somebody threw black paint on them. A Holstein, exactly. That's what it looks like. So what I'm doing is I'm removing those right now, and then I'm sending, so this is a healing that's going on,
Okay.
and then I'm putting stem cell energy in where I've removed the spots where the cancer cells are, and then we're going to work on your DNA here in a second. And I do this all the time with cancer patients. So let me finish. You've got quite a few of them in that right eye. I can see them. Some are thicker than others. Some are little. Some are bigger. So I'm doing that. Okay, let's work on your DNA. DNA is a strand of code that tells the cells how to behave. And DNA gets corrupted normally by environmental things. And so what it does is it messes up the recipe, and they call that a mutation, and so the cells then replicate in a crazy way because the recipe's messed up, for lack of a better word. So this is a procedure that I do where I see a chromosome. I see a big X chromosome because everybody's got an X. You know, girls have two X's, but boys have an X and a Y. And I watch this strand of DNA come out of the chromosome, or however many strands come out. You have 7, so we're going to redo these. And then I watch the letters in that code in the DNA. There can be 100,000 or a billion letters, and they're ATCG. And I watch them get rearranged like in a Scrabble game, you know, if you move a letter up and over to form a word. But it happens at warp speed. And the strand that comes out of the X, as I'm watching it, it comes out to the right, and it looks like a piece of thin paper that a fortune is written on in a fortune cookie.
Okay.
And then when the mutation is corrected, and it'll snap back in. So 2 of them are reprogrammed. While I'm watching that happen, a fun story. I have I call them my advisory posse. I have a group of advisors that when I see healings for the first few times and I don't understand what they are in my mind's eye, I will call these experts and I'll say, what the heck am I seeing? And I have a friend who's a world-famous geneticist at one of the top research institutes on the globe. And I called him after I'd seen this procedure a few times on an energy healing, and I said, what am I seeing? He says, it's called genome editing. He said, it's a hypothesis right now. Nobody's seen it. Nobody can prove it, and there's no way in hell you would know about it. And I said, well, obviously I do because I'm describing it to you. So I see this all the time now with cancer patients. It's like the longer I do this, Terry, the more advanced the healings are that I can access. So you got one more strand. That strand's in there. Okay, I'm looking through your right eye. You got clear. It's clear vision now. So the way these healings work is you are healed on the energy field level. Now it's up to your body to catch up with it. It can happen immediately. It can happen over time. It can happen, in any one of those manners, and it's up to your body and your spirit to integrate that healing so that it goes in line with what you want to experience in this lifetime. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm seeing clear vision out of that right eye. Let me look in the left eye. You got 2 little spots in the left eye. Let me get those out while I'm at it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm getting those out, and I'm putting stem cell energy. Everything can be healed, Terry. That's why I don't edit anything I get. Because I believe, who am I to tell you, to edit what I'm telling you? And also everything can be healed. I've never seen anything in 25 years, and I've seen some really, really scary, critical stuff. Everything can be healed. So I'm getting that out. And that DNA genome editing that we just did, that's going to go a long way into helping you heal. So I hope that helps.
What about the liver? And do you see anything else like my lung or...
If it's metastasized anywhere? Are they seeing it on the scans anywhere? Yeah, I'm seeing a spot in your right lung.
All over in my liver.
Yeah, your lung, too. You got some in your right lung. All right, let me get that out. So when I see it in the organs, Terry, what I do is I encapsulate it in a membrane, and then I remove it. Because a lot of times when they do surgery on cancer, what it does is it spreads those cells in the bloodstream. Mm-hmm. So when I encapsulate it and then remove it, then it just keeps it all from spreading. Right lung is out. Let me look at your left lung. Little teeny spot in the left lung. Let me get that out. Little bit in the bone. You got a little bit of in your bone. Let me just get that. It's in your hip, left hip. Getting that out. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me look at your liver. Yeah. All right. So I'm watching a centrifuge on your liver happen, and it's generating new tissue in your liver. So it's going to replace that malignant tissue with new pink, healthy tissue to get that out, because that genome editing is going to help all over the whole body. So it's like we've changed the recipe so your cells are going to behave differently. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, keep us posted on how you're doing.
Okay. I have a visit with you tomorrow morning at 10.
Oh, perfect. Wonderful. So we'll really be able to do a lot of work then, because I'll have you for a whole hour. That'll be fabulous.
Okay. That'll be great.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Terry. Talk to you in the morning.
You.
Thanks.
Okay. Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's see who's next. I believe it's Teresa. Hi, Teresa.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good.
Where are you calling from?
I am calling from Amarillo, Texas.
Okay. Terrific.
I have a couple of questions. One is about my dog, and then if we have time, is the other I need to ask about my knee.
Okay.
My dog she's about 10 years old, and she's a rescued Australian Shepherd, and she's 70 pounds. She's a big girl. And she has been diagnosed with lymphoma. And they said, there's not much you can do about it. And what it's doing is like pressing against her esophagus, and it's causing her she snores so loud. You can't believe how loud she snores. Worse than a human. And I can tell, just her breathing has become more labored. And so I was going to see if you could do a scan on her and get rid of that stuff and ask her what we need to do for her.
Okay, what's her name, Teresa?
Pearl.
I love that. How cute is that?
She's rotten.
Right. Oh, all right. Pearl. Okay, I got her. I connected to you and got her. So it's if I hold, what I'm seeing, Teresa, is if I hold her chin up, it's on the front of her esophagus.
Yeah.
Is what I'm seeing. Not on the back. It's on the front. So what I'm doing is I'm removing it. Again, I've encapsulated it in a membrane, and then I'm getting it out. So I'm putting stem cell energy in there. Looks like clear gel with sparkles. That regenerates whatever tissue is needed. And then it starts to centrifuge, and it's that spinning of the centrifuge that creates new body parts, whether it's on an animal or a human. And it's so cool because it'll regenerate whatever we need. I used to watch organ transplants about 10 years ago in healings. Now everything's just regenerated with stem cell energy. So, again, I think it's just a higher level healing that I'm able to access. Okay, so that's done. Let me look in the rest and see. She's got something on her left side, like midway between her legs, kind of on the underside of her stomach, on the side to the underside, coming around. She's got a tumor there too. I don't know if it's shown up yet. Let me get that out.
No, not yet. Okay, good.
Yeah. All right, I'm getting that out. I've never redone a dog's DNA. What the heck? Let me do it and see if it works. Do it. All right. So I see a strand coming out, and I'm watching it get reprogrammed. It doesn't look like human DNA, but it's dog DNA. So cool. I'm just watching it get rearranged. So it's the mutation correction is what's happening. Good. So I'm watching that go in 3 strands. So go in that, back in that. She's been exposed to Roundup and other herbicides and pesticides in the grass.
Okay.
That's what's causing this. So if you can limit that with her, if you have a lawn service or if you're using fertilizer or weed killer, be sure it's it's non-toxic with that.
Okay.
What else can you do for her? Pearl, what can your family do for her? All right, she'd like a blanket to lay on.
Okay.
Does she have a bed that she sleeps in?
Well, she has a blanket that's behind my husband's recliner, and that's where she sleeps.
Okay. Well, she's talking about that she wants a different blanket that's really soft and cushy, is what she's telling me. And she showed me a blue blanket. Is that the blanket she has now?
My blanket's blue, and it's soft and cushy. She wants my
there
blanket.
You go. She wants your blanket. How funny is that? I love it. Oh, that's a riot. Yeah. Well, I hope that helps. Let us know how she's doing.
Okay, I will. Thank you so much.
All righty. Thanks for calling. Take care.
Thanks, Julie. You too.
Bet.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. We do this show every Thursday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific. Call-in number 712-770-4160, and the access code is 533-677#. You can find this information a bunch of different places on my website, AskJulieRyan.com. If you scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, you'll see all this call-in information. And also you'll see where you can submit a question online if you want. And then I pick one each week and answer it. I also post this on a blog that I send out on Wednesdays, and it's a question somebody has submitted, and I answer, and it's got the call-in information to remind you to call in. And then I post it on social media, Instagram and Facebook, and also YouTube at Ask Julie Ryan. So it's in the show notes of everything, so you can do that. When you're on my site, sign up for my blog, and then also sign up for an appointment. Like Miss Terry, I get to talk to her in the morning. And we'll go into more detail with her melanoma in her eye and see what other healings we can do to get her well. But consider doing that, and then we have a whole hour to talk about whatever you want. If it's a medical question, and we can do a combination: medical, past life stuff, talk to deceased loved ones, like what we did with Marissa, or whatever. Scan your animals, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, so this week I got a question from, hang on a second, my mute came off here on somebody. I got a question from Margarita, and Margarita lives in Miami, Florida, and she said, "Hi, Julie, I'd like to know what's causing my mouth canker sores. I have them almost every week. At first they were on the sides of my mouth, but now I get them on the tongue as well, which is more painful. Is it something I'm eating or a vitamin deficiency? Thank you in advance for any help or insight you can offer, Margarita." And here's my response. Hi, Margarita. Sorry to hear you've been suffering with canker sores in your mouth. I've had them and know how painful they can be. In order to get some information for you about what's causing them, I energetically connected to you in Miami and saw, in my mind's eye, a sore near the base of your lower right teeth. It was between your lower palate and right cheek, kind of like right in that little, cavern that's there where your palate, where your teeth are, meets your gum, really. On the bottom of her gum is where I saw it, but it was down in that little kind of a canal between her palate and her cheek. Okay, I watched, again in my mind's eye, an energetic healing take place where a paste was applied to the sore to help it heal. The Mayo Clinic says canker sores, also called aphthous ulcers, I don't know if I pronounced that right or not, are small, shallow lesions that develop on the soft tissues in your mouth, on your tongue, or at the base of your gum, and goes on to say most canker sores go away on their own in a week or two. Well, connected to you, I got, in quotes, and that means I received information, sugar and chocolate are foods contributing to your canker sores. You may want to try avoiding them for a couple of weeks and see if it makes a difference. In addition, I got for you to increase your intake of vitamin B12 and zinc. In the meantime, a couple of remedies that can help you heal are rinsing your mouth with warm salt water and or making a paste from baking soda and water. Place the paste on your sore. It'll hurt like crazy for about a minute, but it'll help it heal faster. This is what I use when I get a canker sore. Hope this information helps. And then she responded to my post yesterday. She responded this morning and she said, "Thank you, Julie. Interesting. I had felt that canker sore, and then after a few others appeared, but when I checked on the one you mentioned this morning, it wasn't there." So she was referring to, I did a healing on her last night. She could feel it was coming, but this morning it was gone. Yippee. Then last night, I prepared salt water and was rinsing several times, including this morning, and then I saw your reply. Amazing! Exclamation point. She went on to say, I also have noticed, and here's some great confirmation for you, that at times when I have a bite of dark chocolate, my tongue immediately has a reaction. Even though I love chocolate, I'd rather be pain-free. So I will avoid sugar and chocolate together. I will also restart taking the B12 and zinc, which I'd not replenished when they ran out. I did notice less flare-ups when I was taking them, but was not completely sure if it was due to that. Now I know. And I'll definitely try the baking soda paste. Again, thank you for your great information, healing, and insight. Margarita from Miami. And then one other response online on the post, and this was from a woman named Robin, and she said, I had canker sores often as a child into adulthood, sometimes so painful I cried. Over 25 years ago, I developed a balm that when applied, the pain starts to diminish and for most heals within 24 to 48 hours without stinging. It's called Canker Sores Begone Stick. It's available at Sprouts Farmers Market, that's a grocery store, or at cankersoresbegone.com. Usually these sores are caused by a lowered immune system triggered by stress, overfatigue, hormonal changes, radiation treatment, trauma to the mouth, such as dental work. If not caused by any of those factors, it's likely an allergic reaction to food or sugar, just as Julie pointed out. Hope you found some value in this. So all of us, I would say, have had a canker sore at some point in our lives, and they are wicked. So Canker Sores Begone, I am absolutely going to go get some of that stuff and try it. And this is the power of you guys submitting questions and me answering them. Not only do we get validation for, what we're seeing, but we have people like Robin submit other things that I don't know about and maybe you don't know about that can help. So when you see something that's a post and it resonates with you and you have an answer that can help everybody, please put something on my site and then I'll talk to everybody about it. So I think this community that we all have put together, we're all helping each other. So we're all in this together, and I just thought that was terrific. So, all right, back to the phones. Let's see who we have next. I believe our next caller is Miss Patty. Hi, Patty.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Can't wait to get my
tell everybody where you're calling from.
From Queens, New York.
All right. You got a quick question for me?
Yeah, I'm going to try my best. So okay. I'm writing a book about why I believe a retired baseball player is my soulmate in my past life. And in the book, I included 5 bouquets I caught. The last bouquet I caught was on my cousin's wedding, wedding, and the wedding fell on the retired baseball player's birthday. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, and I talk about in the book the first time I got the bouquet, which I knew it was 1985, and it was the beginning of the year. And I talk about that time, the first wedding, that I wore a white jumpsuit, and the first time I got the garter up my leg, the guy put the garter on over the jumpsuit, and the second time I caught the bouquet my brother went in 97, my sister-in-law did not throw the garter because she didn't like doing that thing, the garter. So, and then when my cousin got married in 2009, I didn't go home. It was a fiasco, the bouquet toss, to the point that I got the bouquet, but there was no flowers in the bouquet, and I specifically state because the first two times I caught the bouquet, the garter toss was not done right, and then this time it was done right. So now I had epiphany on Saturday, is that the first wedding, the first bouquet I caught, I believe fell on the retired baseball player's mother's birthday.
So is that what your question is?
No, what it is that I want to know, right now, my cousin doesn't keep in touch with her aunt and the family because they're estranged. And the last time I saw that 1985 bride was 5 years ago at my cousin's wake service. My cousin Nunzi, who passed away very tragically. He used to keep in touch with all of them. Now,
So what's your question?
Okay, the problem is I'm trying to get a hold of trying to find out if it is February 9th. That's the day of the retired baseball player's mother's birthday. I want to get a hold of the actual bride because I see her on Facebook, but I don't want to cause any problems. Do you see me somehow getting the official date of her wedding? Because, if it's not February 9th, I'm not going to add that to the book. So I want to add it to the book, but I really want to be truthful. Do you see me somehow getting the official date of her name was Antoinette. Her name is of Antoinette's wedding.
Yeah, I think you can get the official date. And Patty, to avoid all the family drama, just look it up in the records because marriage certificates are all
I cannot
registered.
find it anywhere. I'm doing these searches online that you pay for. Nothing has come out. It does say that she got married in 1985. It doesn't say the date.
Oh.
Can you see how I'm going to get the date without causing any? Because I don't want to go to her Facebook. I really should have her Facebook, and I was actually going to write a nice message her because we were always when we were growing up, we were always close. It's just that
send her a note, not on Facebook. Write her a note. Do you have her address?
No, I don't. I don't.
Do you know somebody that has her address?
The only person that will keep in touch with her was my cousin Alba, right? But she doesn't keep in touch with Antoinette's mother, and Alba's aunt. You understand what I'm saying? It's like they're all estranged. It's
but they're not estranged from you. So just send her a message on Facebook.
Right.
And just say, hey.
No, we're not estranged. I just don't want to cause problems.
You won't cause any problems. You're not going to cause any problems.
I'm just writing a book about why I believe retired baseball players are soulmate in my past life, and her wedding's part of that. And actually think about it, that if it wasn't for me, I didn't like baseball. I didn't care about baseball. And it was like I catch the bouquet, and then 2 years later, I started to like baseball, and that's how I found out about that retired baseball player. So if it wasn't
So I think you send her a note on Facebook, and you're not going to cause any problems by that. She'll probably be thrilled to hear from you, and then you'll have your answer. I think you're making too big of a drama out of this. It's not. It's not a drama. You're just just send her a note on Facebook.
Okay, now this is a curious question. Was it February 9th when they got married?
I get a no. I get a no on that. So
do you know if it was in February?
Let us know what happens.
Do you know if it was in February?
I think it might have been February 1985, but on February 9th, I'm getting a no right now.
Right, because that was a Saturday when they got married.
Yeah.
And this is the same calendar year. All right.
Patty catched the bouquet at her cousin's wedding on February 9th, 1985. Now, I get a yes on that. So that question was more specific. So.
All right. So it was because it was a Saturday. And it was like the bridesmaid gowns, because when I texted my cousin Alba.
I got to run. I got to run.
Okay, bye-bye.
I got to run. But
Bye-bye.
send her a note on Facebook. Okay.
Nice note.
Send her a nice, you're not going to send something mean.
No, I know.
Something sweet.
Yeah, we were always close. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's see who's next. Tracy. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I'm calling from Raleigh, North Carolina.
All right, terrific.
Congrats on gaining a daughter-in-law.
Thank you. It really has been a love story. They've been together 11 years. They are high school sweethearts. And Jonathan, during his vows, it was so cute. He said, "It wasn't love at first sight because when I met you when I was 8, I thought girls just had cooties."
Aww.
Very cute. Yeah, you got a question for me?
Yes. About 3 weeks ago, I had called in, and I had a daughter that has concussion symptoms and post-concussion syndrome, and she became intuitive at that time. And you checked on my house because it was really going crazy, and you put a filter on it. And I just wanted to make sure, because I'm sure we've had a full moon there, and someone had mentioned that maybe full moons kind of clear it out. So I just wanted to check to see if the filter was still on, how that was doing, and got a question about the house because we did get people in because you mentioned mold in the crawl space, got people in, they confirmed that, and now it's, do we stay? Do we go? Do we dump, I just got an estimate to redo the ductwork. That's $8,000 and another $6,000 to do remediation in the crawl space. And we're like, oh my gosh. And we have to do so much to this house. In the crawl space, the basement, in addition to what I mentioned, put new roofs and. I'm living in a house that needs to be redone from beginning to end. And do we stay or do we go?
Okay, I'll put a filter
check on my filters.
Put a filter on your daughter. I put her filters back in place.
Yes, you did. You did.
And remind me of her name. I remember when you called in.
Her name is Keegan. Her name is Keegan.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
She's up in New York, so don't channel Raleigh. She's up in New York. That's her way to get her away from the stress of the house and whatever issues it was having to then just find out about the mold.
Yeah, her filters are still in place, so that's good. Great. So let's ask, is it in Tracy's best interest to move to a different house? At this moment in time, is it in Tracy's best interest, Tracy and her family, to move to a different house? In Raleigh, I would think, in the Raleigh area.
Yes.
Well, I'm getting a yes on that. Now, I think last time we talked, it was, let's get these filters in place for Tegan because wherever she goes, she's going to pick up on the vibe of whatever's going on in whatever house she lives in.
Right.
It wasn't going to make a difference. And the other question I have is, will Tracy and her family be able to sell the house with all the remediation that needs to be done? Yes. Will you have to drop the price substantially? I get a perhaps. So how about that? I get a perhaps, not a set yes or no. I would think an inspector will find the mold issues, and you may have to do some negotiating, but it may be easier for you to go to a different house where not only you don't have to mess around with the remediation, but you're not going to be exposed to all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
okay, so it is in my best interest to move. So that was a yes.
I'm getting a yes right now. I'm getting a yes.
Okay. And we'll be able to sell it without having to do all the updates and repairs.
I think you'll probably have to negotiate some of that. You know how when they bring in an inspector and they want to negotiate on, okay, this needs to be done and that needs to be done. But I think you're going to be able to come out of it perhaps for less money than what you would have spent had you been doing it on your own. Let me ask that question. Will they spend more money remediating it themselves than take a loss on the cost? I get a yes. So the loss you're going to take is going to be less than what you would spend trying to fix it yourself.
Okay. Thank you. I'm just so confused. Okay. It's good to have options, but I'm like, oh my gosh.
I'm so glad she's better. I'm so
Me
glad
too,
she's
yes.
better.
She just started going back to school. As everyone's finishing school, she's starting school. But yeah, she's
That's great.
happy where she's at, so we're good.
Terrific.
Thank you. Thanks for your
You
time
bet.
and sharing your
You bet.
gift with everybody.
Thanks for calling in.
Okay,
Take
have
care.
a great night. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see who's next. I believe it's Miss Susie. Hi, Suze.
Hi, Julie. Congratulations on the wedding. I was thinking of you last couple weekends.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking my call. Yeah, I just had a question. I know I've had a similar question in the past, but now I'm in a different state. So I did go on a little hike as part of a workshop and hurt my ankle again on the 27th. And I saw the doctor yesterday, and she thought that definitely, shouldn't have surgery because it's so strong. But she said maybe I should take the extra my doctor had wanted me to go 3 times my prednisone, and since I talked to you, I did celery juicing, and then I did cucumber juicing, so I've done that for a whole month, and it didn't help. And so do you see, I almost today did it, and then I thought, well, I'll wait one more day and ask you. And also Imuran, I have the prescription for Imuran, and she thought, well, maybe that would help decrease the inflammation in the ankle. She still sees that, it's very inflamed, but she just doesn't think surgery is going to make it any better. So I'm just curious what your thoughts are, if it's in my best interest to do that. I mean, I do the CBD oil too, but whether to increase the steroids or take the Imuran, or whether to keep trying to, other natural things that I haven't figured out yet.
Tell everybody where you're calling from, please.
Sorry, San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay, ankle is inflamed. I got anti-inflammatory energy on it. I'm doing a healing on it. I think it's going to heal on its own. So you just got to quit injuring it. You keep injuring it.
I know. It's the tendon's torn, and I got to quit injuring the torn tendon.
I'm going to put you in solitary confinement. I told you that last time.
I know. I took a lot of time off from exercise recently, so that's big difference for me, big change. So okay, so you think that it's not necessarily going to help to go up on the steroids or the Imuran? You think it's just best
to going to cause all kinds of other problems.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks. I'm glad to know, and I will keep taking it easy, resting. So,
okay.
Thanks so much.
I know it's against your personality to do that, but it's going to heal once you decide that you really want it to heal, and you can do that.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay.
Take care.
Thanks for calling. You too.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody, we are out of time. To those of you that I didn't get on, please call in next week and let me know, and I'll get you on first. And to everybody who called in tonight, thanks so much. It's fun to be back, and I look forward to talking to all of you in the future. Go online, AskJulieRyan.com, sign up for my training, Angelic Attendance, sign up for a consult, submit questions, sign up for my blog, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And until next week, have a terrific week. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to follow Julie on Twitter at AskJulieRyan and like her on Facebook at AskJulieRyan. For information on how you can ask Julie your question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.